And it's like, damn, no wonder everybody trying to be confident. Like fortitude, a state of mind or manner that's marked by easy coolness. That's like effortlessness, right? Poise, right? Like that just sound good. Hey boo, this is Nika and I am pleasantly unbothered. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. So confidence has been defined as a feeling of self-assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own abilities or qualities. Ooh, that's deep. Oof. Faith in oneself and one's powers without any suggestion of conceit or arrogance. A state of mind or manner marked by easy coolness. Ooh. Easy coolness, y'all, okay? And freedom from uncertainty, diffidence, or embarrassment. Y'all, there's just so much to unpack. Like, that's deep. Faith in oneself and in one's powers. Ooh, in your powers? You got faith in your powers?
As a bonus, I've put together a special worksheet to help you identify your personal powers. Check the description box below for your free download and start feeling more confident today.
And so basically what we're talking about is self-esteem and having trust in ourselves. Some of the synonyms for the word confidence are words like self-assurance, poise, nerve, belief in oneself, cool-headedness, assertiveness, and fortitude. And it's like, damn, no wonder everybody trying to be confident. And so in hearing those words, I hope you realize that it's totally possible for someone to go from being uncertain and insecure and self-conscious to feeling confident and having self-esteem and being pleasantly unbothered. You know what I mean? And it would basically be a matter of practicing those different terms, practicing those words, you know, practicing the belief in oneself, practicing cool effortlessness, what they call it, easy coolness, right? I've also learned from my own experience that confidence is not some magical mystical thing that only certain people get to enjoy. It's not like you're born with it or you're not. It is something that you can develop and grow into if you're willing to put in a little bit of work. That's all it takes, a little bit of work. It's worth it though. You have the ability to feel confident in yourself, in your appearance, in your capabilities, in the things that you are able to do, and in the things you pursue. Like, you have the ability to be confident. So if it's something that you want, something that you want to feel and embody, then you have to be willing to practice it. That's all it is. As uncomfortable as it may feel at first, as unnatural as it might feel, you practice it, it gets easier, it gets better over time. You start to feel more comfortable doing it, and soon enough, like, you wake up one day and you're like, wait a minute, I'm so unbothered by the things that used to cause me so much stress. It just requires a little bit of trial and error and some willingness on your part to try to make that happen. So if you want to feel confident enough to do something, to try something, just rude. It's getting dark, so we're gonna try something, see if we can get a little more light. Why? That's actually very pretty. So it simply requires practice, making the decision to be brave enough to put one foot in front of the other, to do the scary thing, to do the thing that doesn't feel natural, to step outside of your comfort zone and live outside the box and all those other cliches. It may not feel okay at first, but that's the only way to get through it, to get to the other side. So if you want to feel confident enough to do something or wear something or try something or talk to someone or whatever the case is, the only real way to get to the point of feeling comfortable enough to do it is to do it. Like, you gotta put yourself out on a limb at some point and at least try, even if it's a half step, you know. The only way is to really actually do something and actually try it out and realize that life goes on and that you will survive it. I guarantee that you will survive it. And I guess if you don't survive it, then you're not here to collect the point anyway, so I still win, you know. But no, I guarantee you will survive it. You will get through it. It may feel uncomfortable, it may feel hard, it may require some courage and bravery, but you're capable of that. So let's get it, let's do it. Then once you make it to the other side of that scary thing, you start to realize that, wait, I was able to get through that. I was tough enough to withstand that discomfort. And you realize that it wasn't so bad, or that it wasn't as bad as you thought it might be, and that it's something you're totally capable of doing again and again. And that's how you get better at these things. That's how you grow. That's how you go from being unhappy and self-conscious to feeling self-assured and comfortable in your skin and worthy of all the things that you want. That's what happened. As difficult as it is to be a human sometimes, the cool thing is that this whole world that we live in is a shared experience. Anything that's been learned by someone else, you you can learn too. Any situation that's been overcome by someone else, you can overcome it too. You may not have their means, you may not have their capabilities, but there's so many steps you can take and so many things you can learn to get to that point. And so it's easy to make excuses. I love excuses. They're great. They're fantastic. It's so easy for us to make excuses, but that's not how we're going to get to the place that we want to be or become the people that we want to be. You know, it's going to require some tough decisions and some uncomfortable steps and bravery and courage and all those things to get there, but it is totally possible. We are all capable of so much more than we often realize, and I feel like we let so many superficial things get to us so deeply that we let them hold us back, right? And we get stuck in fear and in uncertainty and in self-consciousness, and we really don't ever take that step or decide to go out on the limb. But while we're waiting for that confidence to show up, actually doing the thing is how the confidence starts to show up, you know? So we kind of got to look at it a little differently sometimes. So whatever it is that you've been allowing to hold you back, whatever it is about yourself that's holding you back, now might be the time to start to embrace it, to start to deal with it. Whatever may come of it, now might be the time to start to deal with those feelings, to process it, to not shy away from it, to actually go through those feelings so that you can get to the other side of it and see how you feel about things then. Like really pull the curtain back on those things that feel like kryptonite to you. Really discover what it is about it that's bothering you, that's holding you back, or that's allowing you to hold yourself back. The more that you unpack those feelings and learn ways to deal with it, the less power they'll eventually have over you. Because that's no way to live. Having something constantly hanging over your head, always being worried about things, feeling unworthy, like that's no way to live. If you want to feel more confident in your body and in your appearance, get to know yourself more than anybody else ever could. You know, get to know your body, look at yourself, really pay attention and discover the things about yourself that you love, that you adore, and the things that you may not like so much, or the things that you might wish were different. Get to know all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, the flaws, the perfect, the imperfect, all of it, and learn ways to accept and make peace with everything that you are, all of it, the whole package, because you are the whole package. All of it is a part of who you are, and so it's important to get to know all of it. It's kind of like that scene in the movie 8 Mile, which I'm realizing as I say it is kind of an old reference now, but the movie 8 Mile with Eminem, if you haven't seen it, close your ears for a second because I'm gonna spoil it or whatever. It's like that scene where he's in the rap battle, and before the other person gets a chance to, you know, rag on him and trash him and say all the things about him, he actually says it first. And they end up having no power over him. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing else they could say because he already put it all out there. So my point being, the more that you know about yourself, the more that you come to terms with and accept the truth about yourself, your life, your body, your circumstances, your reality, the less power anyone else will ever have to use that against you or to judge you for it or to make you feel bad about it. You can regain so much of your power that way. So if you want to feel self-assured and free from embarrassment and have that easy coolness and to trust in yourself, if you want all those things, it starts with that conscious decision to start facing those things that you're scared of, to stop letting those things get in your way. It doesn't mean that you have to love everything about yourself or everything about your life, or that you have to be perfect or your circumstances have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Even the people who seem perfect and who seem to have the perfect lives, nobody is. And to that point, I'm sure we've all seen certain people who seem to have this unexplainable, immense level of confidence, despite the fact that they are not typically the kind of people who are allowed to be confident. Right? They have imperfections. They don't pretend to be perfect. They don't put up a facade. They don't fall in those categories of what people would consider to be worthy of confidence. But somehow they're living their best life. That's because you really don't need anyone's permission. You really don't have to wait for anyone to grant you the ability or the privilege of being confident in yourself. That's something that you can grant to yourself. You have all the power you need to bestow upon yourself the privilege of being confident. Right? The quality of confidence. You are in control of that. So there is a lot more to say about this topic. So we will be continuing this conversation. Please let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Also consider subscribing so that you can come back for those future videos and you can be here for the talks, right? Please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, and I do hope that I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Damn, the lighting changed mad enough during this video. Oh, but we got a little view or whatever. That's cute.